Now, before I get into what I'm about to get into, I just want to make sure that each and every one of you guys hit that like or dislike button, put some Coach K motherfucking full court pressure on that notification bell so you can be notified each and every time I upload a video or go live on my YouTube channel. And once again, this is your boy E Thriller. Welcome back. Now, first things first, this is how we're going to pop this shit off tonight. First of all, shout out to everybody in the chat. Drill Fields, I see you. He already said, as always, get them, bro. Oh, man, I got to, man. I got to, because I've heard enough of the bullshit. I've heard enough of the false narratives when it comes to Terrence Bud Crawford, the current number one pound for pound king in my eyes. I mean, I don't even think it's up for debate. But having said all of that, Shawn Porter can try to fool y'all all he want. I mean, that's fine and dandy. If y'all want to listen to these other dudes create this bullshit on their channels, then go ahead, have at it. But on my fucking channel, on my motherfucking platform, I am going to call a spade a spade. You understand what I'm saying? Because I said it before and I said it again. Hell, you can go back and fact check me. That's the best part about being able to do YouTube on the internet. Everything is documented. I said, and I quote, Shawn Porter is out here capping for y'all. You know, he's basically the PBC's guinea pig to try to create this false narrative and fucking smear campaign. You understand? Against Terrence Bud Crawford and Top Rank. And I'm just sick of it. I don't understand why you guys keep falling for these fucking traps. You understand what I'm saying? They leading y'all. They misleading y'all. And I know I'm sound upset because I'm pissed off because y'all run with it. Some of y'all just take this shit and run with it. Just take it to the bank. You understand what I'm saying? And I am a firm believer and major advocate of whooping a motherfucker with his own words because that is my gift. So with that being said, I had to set the stage for y'all. Shout out to Argentinas in the trap, bro. I see you. Shout out to Kush the Great in the chat. He said, get him. Oh, man, I got to, bro. I got to. You understand what I'm saying? So just to set the stage, right? This is what we're going to do tonight, just to let y'all know. We are going to listen to a couple of interviews that Shawn Porter just recently did this past week, right? And then I'm going to come back on and dissect every fucking thing he said. So give me a second because like I told y'all before, y'all already know I ain't really used to doing the lives, but I'm trying to get used to this shit. So give me 1 second. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, unmute that. Play that shit.
What do you know? What's next for you? Because I seen the back and forth with you and Terrence Crawford. I know you guys are cool. How realistic is that to get your guy in the ring? Because I think the best way to pay homage to each other is to break bread with each other. How does that work?
That's funny you say that because it makes a lot of sense. You know, right. I'm doing the best I can to create a fight without losing a friendship. You know, I think if anything, I understand that there's life after boxing. Right. And for me, life after boxing is going to be a whole lot of interviewing the guys that I came up with and being in the same rooms and at the same fights with these guys. I want to be able to, after boxing, go to a fight and see Terrence and sit next to Terrence and have a good time at the fight. Sure. But I feel like he feels like he's being attacked when I get on social media and say things. But I'm trying to make a fight happen. I'm trying to cement my legacy.
Okay, so cut the bullshit. Did y'all just hear that? This motherfucking Shawn Porter just said he's trying to make a fight, but at the same time, he's worried about a fucking friendship. Like the two don't mix, bro. You either want to fight Terrence Bud Crawford or you don't. You understand what I'm saying? And then if you were so worried about being this motherfucking friend or offending him, then why did you come out the other day and said that you can knock Terrence Crawford out? To me, that does not make sense. Once again, these motherfuckers are capping. Once again, these motherfuckers are contradicting themselves. And I'm only here to point this shit out because nobody else seems to do it. Nobody else seems to do this on YouTube. And it just baffles my mind how they can only look at the Top Rank / Terrence Bud Crawford side, but nobody ever talks about the PBC and the Earl Spence and the Shawn Porters and the Keith Thurmans and the Danny Garcia side at 147. You understand what I'm saying? But I digress. Let me finish this fucking interview, man. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
No, you know, when I look at Marvin Hagler, he was my favorite fighter of all time, and I know why he was my favorite fighter. I don't know him to do anything less than be great.
Right.
And a part of being great is getting in the ring with greatness, you know? Right. So I really want to get in the ring with greatness. I feel like, okay, if I say things on Twitter, if I say things on social media, then, you know, certain people are going to get loud and say, this is the fight we want. This is the fight we need. We're going to boycott anything less than this. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to do the best I can to make a fight, not make him feel disrespected or anything like that.
Listen, y'all, if you are really serious about trying to make the motherfucking fight, then why in the hell are you worried about Terrence Crawford's feelings? You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. I can't whoop your ass and care about you at the same fucking time. I can't feed my family and care about you at the same time. Because if you are Shawn Porter, how many more big marquee fights do you have left on your potential resume? Because he's damn near fought them all at 147. Am I right or am I wrong? So the last option you really have at a big mega fight, you understand what I'm saying, is Terrence Bud Crawford, who is the number one pound for pound king, who constantly gets shitted on and disrespected every single day on YouTube. And I just don't get it. But then you have guys like Shawn Porter, who constantly double talks. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And shout out to the chat. Hold on, let me get some of y'all comments on here. Shout out to Davy John in the chat. He said, I'm waiting for that Porter Duck Cap series because that's all he's been doing. Hey, man. Hey, if he keep this shit up, it's coming. It's coming. You might as well put this. This might be part one right here. I'm just doing the live, my brother. I'm just doing the live. Let me see. Shout out to Lee Cannon in the chat. He said, what up, E-Thriller? What up, bro? You know what I'm saying? We just talking about the Shawn Porter bullshit, the PBC bullshit. Shout out to Argent Trentress Barber. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, bro. He said, you ain't cut like Hagler. Hell no. Ain't none of these dudes no throwback fighters, bro. None of them. Barely any of them. I think Bud is the throwback, but that's about it. What up, David Isaiah? Hey, bro, I told you I was coming live tonight. I really appreciate your support. He said, I couldn't believe that shit when I heard it. Oh, okay, it gets better, y'all. It gets better. Let me finish this interview.
But I don't know at this point how realistic the fight is. I still haven't really examined all of the ins and outs of being a mandatory challenger for a belt. Right. At the end of the day.
Did y'all just hear that? How in the hell can you sit up here and say, hey, don't forget about me. Hey, I'm going to be ready on May 29th. Hey, Terrence. Hey, Bob Arum. Hey, Todd the Buff. I'm over here. I'm the number one mandatory. And you haven't even explored the option of to see the ins and outs of what it takes to become the quote unquote mandatory to activate it. I mean, make that make sense to me, y'all. I mean, drop a comment below. Let me know if I'm tripping. But does that make any sense to y'all? So on one hand, you claim that, hey, I'm the mandatory and I want to fight you, bud. But on the other hand, when it comes to the business side of it, you ain't even looked into it. How does that work? I mean, how does that work? How does that work? It does not make sense. How in the fuck can you say that you are really trying to smoke it out with Terrence Bud Crawford, but you ain't even looked at the website? You ain't contacted nobody at the WBO. You ain't did nothing. Now, I do know he said he sent his pops. Shout out to K. Diddy. I love and respect Shawn Porter and K. Diddy, but I am not going to let this bullshit fly because they are creating false narratives when it comes to a guy who has enough fucking smut on his name as it is. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm just not going to let it fly. But let's resume this interview.
I'm more interested in Terrence Crawford, not the WBO title, you know.
Gotcha.
So, but if the WBO title is the end, I gotta use that as the end. You know what I mean? If being a mandatory and saying, "Yo, I'm the mandatory. Don't overstep me." You know, if that's what I have to do, you know, I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping that a fight with Terrence Crawford can be made. I'm hoping that there's really nothing that I don't know of that's standing in the way. Right now, I don't think that it is. I think that it's just taking time for people to kind of bend a little bit and say, hey, This is the fight that needs to happen. You know,
So let me ask you this, Shawn.
he said, "Stay on standby." I'm like, I don't want to hear that.
So
it took everything in me not to get this.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Shawn. How much of it is a phone call?
The phone call was made. You know what I mean? The phone call was made before.
I'm talking about your Terrence Crawford. Just like
I know. The phone call, the respectful agreement that we made 3 or 4 years ago, at least about 4 years ago now, was done. When I was right before I signed the fight for Miller, I called him. Hey, I just want to see, can we make a fight happen? What do you think? How you feel about it? You know, he said, working on some big things. And if it falls through, man, then maybe we can make it happen. I said, all right, well, they working on the fight for me too. I really don't want it, but if you're telling me it's not gonna happen, then I'll take this fight. He said, man, I don't think it's gonna happen right now. All right, cool. Hung up for Miller was made. You know what I mean? So I have not made a phone call to him since like July.
Because that's what I mean.
So did y'all hear that? So these dudes claim to be so fucking close. Well, at least I hear Shawn Porter say it all the time, right? Then if this is your partner, if this is one of your best fucking friends, and you ain't talked to this motherfucker since you fought for Miller, wasn't it like last year? Like he's saying that he hasn't spoken to Terrence Bud Crawford on the phone since the middle of last year during the fucking pandemic. So you ain't checked on Bud's kids, you ain't checked on him and his wife, you ain't checked on none of that, but y'all are so close. I mean, make that make sense. That's another contradiction. I mean, how close are you guys really? I'm just saying. Y'all let me know. Drop a comment below. And shout out to JV Dunn in the chat, Davy John in the chat. He said, but didn't Bob Arum, Bud Crawford, and multiple members of the Crawford team told him if he want the fight, activate his mandatory. You're absolutely correct, sir. Terrence Crawford has came out and said it publicly. I did a video on that as well. If you haven't done so already, go back and check that out. And Bob Arum has already stated that he's not going to pay Shawn Porter any more than $1 or $2 million plus some upside. And Shawn Porter said, and I quote, "That is an insult." And I don't know how, because that is equal to the biggest payday that you made with the so-called new pay-per-view cash cow in Earl Spence. So how the fuck are you going to try to break the bank with Top Rank with a cheap ass promoter and a motherfucker that's shitting on his own fighter who don't even want to pay Bud that guaranteed $3.5 to $4 million every time he fight? How you gonna expect to break the bank during a fucking pandemic with a dude that y'all claim can't sell fights? I'll wait. I'll fucking wait. And I know I keep asking that question, but it's a very fucking valid one because nobody has the answer. It's rhetorical. It doesn't make sense. But I digress. Let's finish this interview, y'all.
Yeah, so maybe that's probably what needs to happen. Is I need to make that phone call, deal whatever it's gonna be, and probably go that route. You know what I mean? Right. And come back with answers, opposed to doing things on social media and all that.
So that's why I think, because Terrence Crawford is kind of like you. You don't do too much social media, and Terrence Crawford don't either. So I think he felt I'm just speculating here.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking he probably felt attacked because he view you as a friend. You went the social media way versus, yo, bro, let's make this, bro. Let's put bread on the table for us. So that's what I'm thinking. That's why he felt like, man, you could have just called me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, shoot, since you in the mood to give advice, do I need to call and apologize to, or should I just call him and yo,
well, I would say, I'm going to give it because this is what I do. I would say, yo, Cant, listen, probably I took it the wrong way, but listen, this is where we are because I believe, honestly, Shawn, I believe in relationships first.
Absolutely.
I believe in relationships. So
it's basically what it is with him and I. You know what I mean? And I said that from the GL.
But how in the fuck is y'all relationship so close knit, so fucking tight when y'all ain't even spoken to each other since last year in the middle of July? That doesn't make sense to me, y'all. That does not make any fucking sense, which is why I'm calling bullshit. I mean, you either want to fight this dude or you don't. I can't say, hey, man, I'm trying to feed my family, but I care about your feelings. I don't want to make you look bad in the press, even though I said I'll knock you the fuck out, even though I said I would send you to sleep experts. You understand what I'm saying? But the people, some of these people that put out videos are condoning this shit, or they just, conveniently gloss over it. But guess what? That's why y'all here, because I don't do that shit. I don't do it at all. But let's keep rolling this clip, y'all.
Right. A relationship goes further. I would definitely go ahead and say, listen, Cant, I apologize. I probably did it that way, but look.
Fuck that. What is he going to apologize for? He's earned the right to become the mandatory. If he didn't want to be the mandatory, then why would he even bring it to the general public's attention? Fuck apologizing to Bud. I mean, this is competition. Motherfuckers ain't supposed to be what? Holding hands and singing Kumbaya? Like, this is a fight. You either want to fight or you don't. It's that simple. This dude is giving horrible advice. What the fuck is this?
We can get it on. It would be huge. Yeah, and it's a great opportunity because really, we all want that. Yeah. We all want that. And because in reality,
listen,
for a second, Shawn, let me say this. Yeah, he has no other options. Earl ain't gonna fight him. Manny ain't gonna give him the look. The only one people really want to see is you. Yeah. And we can do a survey right now.
Last time I checked, Bud can move up to 154 and get a title shot. Correct me if I'm wrong or not, y'all. This dude is saying that he doesn't have any options, but Terrence Bud Crawford can move up to 154 pounds and get a fucking title shot. So again, this is some more bullshit. Press play.
Who else do we want to see Terrence Crawford fight with? It's only you, bro. If it ain't Spence, if it ain't Manny, it's you. Who else don't even tickle his fancy?
I love being in the realm that I'm in right now, where I get to commentate these fights and be an analyst and on the table and all that kind of stuff. We did Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, and it was a co-network promotion, ESPN and Fox. You already know. But what you don't know is, like, every day I'm doing this stuff and I'm marketing and all that, and I start thinking about stuff like, I'm doing this for other fighters. I want somebody to do this for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Fight night comes, and I'm sitting there, like, watching these guys come out to the ring. Energy was stupid. Like, I've never felt that kind of energy that I felt that night. I sat back just like this. I was like, I need this. Who can I make this happen with? Terrence Crawford. You know what I mean? And like that was like the deciding thing for me when I was like, yo, you need to make this fight happen with Terrence Crawford. So the phone call will be amazing.
It's an amazing fight. And listen, your approach, that approach that you did is what got you the Danny Garcia fight.
Yeah,
right.
Which if anything was what I thought was thinking, like, yo, just let him know you be ready, you know. But more than likely that wasn't the way to go.
Not with Crawford. But your relationship.
Yeah.
But listen, you know what's funny? The sanctioning bodies, they can be enforcing mandatory on the champion, but you as the mandatory, they can't necessarily make you fight him. The only thing they could do is strip him if he doesn't fight you.
Right.
But how likely is that?
I couldn't see him doing that. I couldn't see Terrence vacating his title simply because he doesn't want to fight me. I think, and I'll go on record for saying it right now. I really don't even know how my dad is going to feel hearing this, or because somebody's going to tell him. But if I call him up and say, yo, I'm the mandatory, I think it's a great fight. It's a co-network promotion, pay-per-view. Yo, let's do it big. Let's promote the hell out of this thing. And let's not just get this paper, but let's make greatness happen in front of all these people's faces. If he says, yo, SP, I respect you. I know, I see your passion to fight me, but it ain't happening. I'm gonna say, all right, then it's not happening. You know what I mean? And then I go away quietly. Now, when they come with the mandatory and all that, the decision was made between him and I a long time ago. Let's not fight unless we want to make the fight happen. Let's not let anybody force us to fight him. So, with that being said, if the WBO comes to me and says, yo, you're the mandatory, we're going to force him to fight you, or we're going to strip him for his title, I'm going to say, hey, we already decided that we're not going to fight. don't strip him. He's gonna fight whoever he's gonna fight. So that's how that will go. That's how that will go.
That's admirable. That's
how
cool.
that will go.
So now.
Oh my God! Did y'all just hear that bullshit? I mean, let me get to this. Let me get to the chat, man. Let me address y'all real quick before we go to the next interview that he just did. Shout out to Davy John still in the chat. He said, "What was all this energy when he had the WBC belt? Because his energy was, I'm not scared of Terrence, but I respect him. You lose the belt, now you have a battery in your back." Absolutely, I totally agree. When all them dudes had them straps, when Terrence Bud Crawford had first moved up to 147, what did they tell him? He ain't fought nobody yet. He is not proven. Go get a belt. Once you go get a belt, oh, well, you know, he's on the other side of the street. I mean, those dudes even went as far as not even showing him as the WBO champion on their fucking telecast. Correct me if I'm lying, y'all. Drop a comment below. Let me know if your boy you threw a line. Let me know if I'm lying. Shout out to Dolomite in the chat. He said PBC is playing Dean Smith's four corners on Crawford, stalling him out with Porter, holding up the mandatory, and Spence pussyfooting on making Ugas killing time. Hey, man, I totally agree, bro. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate your support. Mr. Barber still in the chat. He said Shawn is capping. I never heard Bud say he won't fight Shawn. I only hear Shawn doing it. Yep. And my thing is this with Shawn Porter. If you really felt that way, or if y'all had like this old secretive pat, you know, of brotherhood, or saying, hey, we'll never make this fight happen unless we both own it, then why not hit him up? You know, like you just said first, before you take the Twitter to try to call the man out and say you'll knock him out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you want to put pressure on him. I mean, who put you up to do this? Earl Spence? Al Heyman? You understand what I'm saying? Shit don't make sense to me, y'all. Bud versus Castellano, then Bud versus Charlo. Fuck 147. Hey, man, dare to be great. Great. I love it. I love the ideal of that. Dare to be great, Bud. Ain't nothing wrong. And hey, if you take an L just because you dare to be great, it ain't nothing. You know, you can bounce back just like any other fucking great boxer that we all known to love. Shout out to Gerald Fields in the chat. He said, the last time I checked, he can fight Mr. One Time. Yes, he can. But the thing with Keith Thurman, I did a video on this as well. Keith Thurman was reportedly asking for a guaranteed $10 million during the fucking pandemic, which is why Terrence Bud Crawford had to go up against Kell Brook. I mean, how does that make sense, y'all? He only got a guaranteed $2 million to face the biggest draw in the sport in Manny Pacquiao. I mean, but then again, the dudes, the Terrence Crawford naysayers, are going to say Bud ducked him. It is what it is. Shout out to Dolomite. He said Thurman priced himself out with the $10 million. Yep, you're absolutely right, sir. You are absolutely right. Right. No one man can make Shawn fight Bud. Not at all. And I want to know this. Where in the fuck is Al Heyman? Because Shawn Porter keeps telling us how much he's worth. $2 million is an insult. Well, okay, I got a solution for y'all. And y'all just hear me out. If you don't like the $2 million plus upside, Shawn Porter, then why don't you tell your advisor in Al fucking Heyman to front the bill? Front the bill. Take the shit to purse bid. Pull a Teofimo Lopez on what he just did with Top Rank. Bet on yourself, okay? Because this is a notable fight. I think the fight will do well. I think the fight will sell. I do. I think it's going to be a very highly action-packed fight, slightly competitive in the beginning until Terrence Bud Crawford sends Shawn Porter to sleep experts. That's my personal opinion. But tell Al to front the bill, because everybody say the PBC is on, right? You know, Al got the money. He just shelling the shit out. They on Fox. They on Showtime. They got all this paper, right? So why in the fuck are you trying to go through Bob Arum, who has already told you what he's going to give you? Bet on yourself. But you already know what it is. He don't want to do the purse bid shit because Terrence Crawford will get 75% and he will get 25%. So at the end of the day, yeah, he might want to fight Bud, but for a fucking, a lottery type ticket. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he trying to cash out because he knows this is his last stop. It is what it is, though. Gerald Fields, shout out to him. He said, truth, absolutely. Appreciate that, bro. David Izell, shout out to you, bro. You said Terrence Crawford team told him to activate his mandatory position. Yep. I don't know how many times we got to say it. I mean, what is he waiting for? What is he waiting on? And speaking of which, let me pull this up for y'all. Let me remove that from the screen right there. Let me add this. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me show y'all some shit. Now, this is coming from, I believe, Terrence Crawford's sister. She tweeted at Shawn Porter. She said, hey, Showtime Sean P, stop talking and activate. You're mandatory if that's what you want to do, or sit down and be quiet until Bud is done working on what he is working on. Hey, Miss Letitia, I totally agree. I totally agree. Shout out to her. I totally agree. I mean, what the fuck is he waiting on? You either want the fight or you don't. I don't understand it. I mean, he's just monkey footing around. He's trying to, make everybody perceive Terrence Crawford as being the fucking duck when this man told you a month and a half ago, activate your mandatory because I ain't going to drop my strap if we can get in and fucking slug it out. It's as simple as that. I ain't hear Bud say, oh, well, we friends. Oh, well, we talked 4 years ago and we said we'll never fight each other. I didn't hear Bud say none of that whole shit. You understand what I'm saying? None of that weak shit. Fuck being friends. This is boxing. This is what the fuck is wrong with the sport. Everybody just want to, afraid to lose, or they want to be too cool, or they want to be rappers. Like, what the fuck is going on with the sport of boxing, man? And shout out to Dolomite. He said PBC is trying to force Bud into fighting a lower name opponent. Yep. I think it's all a part of the plan, man. I think they really, really, truly is trying to stall Bud out because they don't want to give him 50-50 when it comes to Errol Spence. And they possibly want to see Bud lose before he even faces Errol Spence because they're trying to protect their cash cow. It is what it is. Shout out to, Youth of Common Sense. He said, and why are fans discussing purse bids? What the fuck? I mean, the only reason why I talk numbers on my channel, bro, is because everybody else do. So I have to show the other side and defend the other side of it, which is the Top Rank and Terrence Crawford's side, because nobody else seems to do it. I mean, you let them tell it everything is Top Rank's fault. PBC ain't responsible for none of the whole shit that comes from their camp. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody sees what Errol Spence says on a daily basis when he contradicts himself time and time again. So my job is to call the shit straight down the middle. You understand what I'm saying? And stick to the facts. And that's it. Kush the Greatest said, hoe ass niggas. Yeah, I said, hey, bro, I agree. Youth of Common Sense said, why is his sister always got her mouth open? It's kind of ugly too. Meaning she makes sense sometimes though, but sometimes it's like females always side taking. I mean, but what do you expect for her to say, bro? I mean, nobody else was saying anything when Errol Spence's sister just did an interview saying that Errol Spence will knock out Terrence Crawford in 5 to 6 rounds. Did you have a problem with that? I mean, let's be fair. Let's be consistent now. Didn't his sister just go on an interview with a couple of other YouTubers the other day and said that Bud would get stopped? Correct me if I'm wrong or not. So if you're going to say that about Miss Letitia Crawford, then you got to say that about Miss Ebo Spence. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's what I'm going to do. And then he said, is IR real? Come on, man. Come on, man. So let me let y'all hear the rest of this other interview that Shawn Porter did. Let me play this shit. Let me add it real quick. Remove that. Yeah. And then we gonna add this shit. Hold on. Remove. Take that down. All right, share. Y'all just bear with your boy E Thriller, man. I'm still trying to get this shit down. All right, here we go. All right, let's run it.
Hotel room in the parking lot and get ready for a fight, because that's where I come from. My dad and I, we trained for multiple national tournaments and won multiple national tournaments training in our backyard, So yeah, it's all God given, and for me it's just a mental thing. Once the mental taps in, that takes care of itself. So I don't have any worries about being able to prioritize boxing and competing when the time comes. And I'm very much so looking forward to getting back in the ring again.
Which leads us to our next question. Have you heard anything about when you might actually be in the ring again?
My dad and I, we're talking about it. We're trying to figure it out, and we're trying to be patient and not make the wrong move. My dad knows what I want, and I've expressed that to the world. If it's not Errol Spence Jr., if it's not Manny Pacquiao, if it's not Terrence Crawford, then I really don't want to get back in the ring. However, my dad is starting to realize that those fights may not be the fights that could come soon enough for us, and we may have to get in the ring with someone else. So I think, again, going back to the state of mind, I think mentally I'm preparing to I have to prepare myself to get in the ring if it's not one of those guys. And with that being said, I think I'm just kind of taking my time to get back into that. But I would say, I tweeted out to Terrence Crawford and also to Top Rank that I will be ready at the end of May. I'm hearing that they're looking to have a Terrence Crawford fight at the end of May. Don't forget that I'm here, and then I can be ready to be your next opponent. So if it's not him, I think I still will intend on getting back in the ring in May.
Didn't Crawford respond to that by saying something like "stand by"? What did you make of that response?
Yeah, I've heard that before. From him, and I don't care for it. I was talking to someone today. I said, I'm doing the best I can to not lose what I would consider a good friend. He's a good dude, and is not too many guys like him in the sport. And for us to have the kind of friendship that we've had for some time, what I don't want to do is say something that bothers him to the point that he doesn't want to be my friend moving forward beyond boxing. And I think that that's one thing most of these guys don't realize, that we have lives after this sport that we need to be prepared for. And I think guys are just looking at championships, and they're looking at what perks they're going to get from this fight, perks they're going to get from that fight, but no one prepares for life after boxing. And that's something that my dad taught me well before I became a professional. So just saying that to say I'm doing the best I can to try to create a fight without trying to lose a friend at the same time. So I do consider Terrence Crawford a good dude and a friend of mine. So I'm treading, man, but I'm doing the best I can to tread and make a fight happen, but at the same time not make him feel disrespected and say, Shawn turned his back on me. I don't want to be a friend and trainer.
So I don't know if you're going to want to answer this then, but I believe you recently said that if you guys did fight, you would stop him. Is that true? And if so, why do you think so?
I don't know where you heard that, but I mean, I can speak on every fight.
Wait a minute. He just said you don't know where you heard it. What? Like, does he got a fucking clone or something? I could have sworn the other day I just went live. What was that, 2 days ago, with the exclusive interview coming from the horse's mouth himself and Shawn Showtime Porter, clearly stating that he will knock out Terrence Bud Crawford. I mean, these dudes here, man, I just don't get it, man. Let me roll this shit.
Plan is to stop whoever it is they're getting the ring with.
Right.
I will speak to myself now. We are in the midst of trying to develop the power that I used to have. I do know that over the years of moving down to 147, there was power that I lost when I was at the higher divisions at 165 and 154. So over the course of the last year or two, we say, you know what, if we're going to gain muscle and gain that weight, let's just gain it and then deal with the weight loss when we have to. But we got to get this muscle back and we got to get this power back. So with that being said, I'm looking at stopping whoever it is I get in the ring with until I'm done with this sport.
No, that fight, him coming back in May, you hope that they don't forget about you when they're negotiating for that fight for him. Do you see it happening though? What percentage chance would you give it?
Insurance mate.
Damn, goddamn ad, y'all. Give me 1 second.
So you can get on with your day.
All right, here we go. Damn, goddamn ads. Let me pause there real quick. All right, here we go, y'all.
Oh Lordy, I don't know. I think, and I also think that there's a lot of different possibilities to making a fight happen between myself and Terrence Crawford. I think at this point now everybody's forgotten that WBO ranked me the #1 contender for his title, which means I'm a mandatory fight, which means you can't just go on and fight someone else. You have to deal with the mandatory. Now you can pay the mandatory off and go and fight someone else, or you do a purse bid to make the fight happen with the mandatory. So I think that is another thing that we have at this point as a advantage is my my dad and I, we understand the business and we know the business, and we can't quote unquote be screwed by the business, you know. So other fighters don't understand that, and they lose their mandatory position and don't know how the fight didn't happen and how they didn't get paid because the fight didn't happen, you know. So I think that collectively I'm just doing everything I can to manage the business, manage the friendship, manage the training, and everything else that I got going on right now in life. So it makes every day interesting, and it makes every day gives you something to strive for every day as well.
Now, I don't know if y'all caught this, but see, this is why I do what the fuck I do. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm the best at this shit. So, in that first interview that I played for y'all, which was on IG Live a couple of days ago, Shawn Porter clearly said that he didn't know the ins and out and how, he can activate his WBO mandatory, right? But then on this interview on his own fucking podcast, he just said, and I quote, we know the business and these other fighters don't know it, and we're not going to get screwed, and we're not going to let nobody just skip over us even because we're the fucking WBO mandatory. Okay, so if you know the business now, but you didn't know it the other fucking day, then why don't you go ahead and exercise your right to become the mandatory? Because let's be honest, you don't have to wait for Terrence Crawford. You don't have to wait for him to make a fight, because again, the only thing that can trump a mandatory fight is a unification bout in which it doesn't really look like Terrence Crawford is going to be able to get one at the moment, but we don't know what's going on behind closed doors, right? So even if that's the case, you can still exercise your right to get that strap. And then, not to mention, he also said within that interview that he doesn't care about the WBO belt, right? He just wants to face Terrence. Okay, well, if that's the case, then again, activate the mandatory. Quit pricing yourself out. Quit asking for money that you are not fucking worth. Bob Arum is not going to give you $4 to $5 million guaranteed in a pandemic when we don't even know when fans are going to come back. You understand what I'm saying? He's straight fucking capping, and I just don't get it. Let me go back to this chat, man. Kush the Greatest, he said they can't clearly explain why Shawn can't activate it, though. It's hilarious how they spin this shit. Yeah, man. I mean, and motherfuckers just let them get away with it. They just let them get away with it, but not on my channel. You understand what I'm saying? And shout out to David Isaiah. Hold on, David Kane, my bad. He said, ha, ha, ha. Appreciate the love, bro. Shout out to Lee Cannon, still in the chat. He said, too bad he didn't feel this way when he had the strap. Yep. Davy John, this guy is all cap, big cap, new era caps, AKA caps. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just need to join a sorority, because all they do is cap and boxing. Everybody can Twitter box. Don't nobody want to step up and sign the motherfucking contracts, though. Straight cap, and I totally agree. PBC won't give him $4 million. That's what I'm saying. Tell Papa Al to front the bill. You understand what I'm saying? They got money like that anyway, right? Tell him to front the bill. But could it be, Mr. Barber, that hey, maybe just maybe Al Heyman know that Shawn Porter is gonna get his ass kicked and he's not worth the fucking money because he's only focused on who? I'll fucking wait. PBC is only focused on Errol Spence, y'all. I mean, ever since Deontay Wilder lost, he is the cash cow for them. They are going to protect that man at all costs. That is their biggest investment. This is why they are sending Shawn Porter on this dummy mission to try to make Terrence Crawford look bad to the public. But we know what's going on, man. They can't fool us. Shout out to David Isaiah. He said if he takes it to purse bid, the split is going to be 61-35. Okay. Well, that's even better. I mean, that's even more incentive for him to say, you know what? Fuck what Bud talking about. I don't give a damn what we talked about in the past. I got to feed my family, and I can give a fuck about your feelings. You know, motherfucking friends come and go. But this motherfucking check right here, this cashier's check that I can possibly get to deposit into my account for my wife and for my kids, oh, that's going to stay there. You understand what I'm saying? And then if you want to make everything about your legacy, because again, you've always said that this is your legacy fight, then my Lord, why don't you pursue it? And I got some people that's trying to come on here and cook with me. Let me bring you on, Artrance Barber. Hold on, bro. Let me add you to the stream. Damn, I don't know how to do this shit. Give me 1 second. Okay, there you go. All right, bro. You live with E-Thriller, man. Talk to me.
Oh, yo, what's good? What's good? First of all, it's a pleasure and a privilege to holler at a real one about this boxing.
Appreciate that, bro. I appreciate the love. Go ahead and cook, bro. Say what you got to say.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I'm just tripping off these folks. I done went on Blue Blood and a couple of these LDBC dick riders. They saying Shawn came out and threatened to activate the mandatory. Now, what's Bud Crawford gonna do?
Correct.
I asked him, I said, what the fuck Bud Crawford have to do? Shawn, just activate the mandatory. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. How is it Bud's fault? Well, Top Rank lowballing Shawn Porter. PBC won't pay Shawn Porter that much money. So what the fuck are you talking about? Shawn Porter worth it. Okay, I thought y'all said Shawn Porter don't sell. So when did Shawn Porter become worth it? Oh, my bad. When he made your boy look average. So as soon as he made your boy look average, now all of a sudden, y'all call him Shawn Porter a superstar, maybe a future Hall of Famer. Man, if y'all don't get the fuck out of here, Shawn Porter knows if he activates the mandatory and Bud fight him, Shawn Porter not making it to the 8th round. Bud gonna put that boy to sleep. All that jumping in and out. You think Ugas put them things on his ass? Bud hit harder. Bud is longer and a better boxer with footwork. Bud like to brawl. That's what Bud prefer to do, brawl. And come on now. Facts. I'm just saying, why are these folks hating on Bud? Did Bud take their girlfriend or smack their mama or something?
I don't understand it, bro.
Got real hate.
I mean, not to cut you off, I'm gonna let you cook again, bro. But to answer your question, I really don't understand it because, like you just said, I listen to everybody, man, because I'm a fan of the sport of boxing. And of course, I have to study my competition anyway, to be honest with you, right? So I listen to the narratives that they try to spin and try to paint. And I ain't here to bash the dudes. I really don't say their names on my channel because I don't want to make it seem like I'm hating or I'm clout chasing. But, you know, I support them. But do I respect what they do? Not really. I don't respect their opinions, but it's their personal opinion. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is, man. To me, from the outside looking in, if I didn't know any better, they was getting a check from PBC. That's how I look at it.
That's what I'm about to say now. It's a difference between, we all can have an opinion. I mean, like you might like the color blue. I might like the color black. Why? Because that's just a color. That's your opinion. But lying on somebody, come on now. That's a whole different ball game. These folks outright lying. I'm talking about anything that comes out is always Terrence Bud Crawford fault. Keith Thurman won't 10 million. Oh, they underselling Keith Thurman. Top Rank don't want to pay nobody 10 million. Keith Thurman, come on, bro. For real, are you even listening to yourself? Are you listening to yourself? Please, are you listening to yourself? Bud ain't did nothing. Mikey Garcia, look. When Bud was at 140, he said he want to fight Earl Spence. Now, what Earl Spence say? Get a belt. Mikey Garcia at 135, he said Earl Spence one time. Earl Spence said make the fight. What's the difference? You know what the difference is? You know Crawford got them hands, and Crawford will end his career. It won't be no more. It'll be man down for real. It'll be man down for real.
So you think? Let me ask you this. So you think if and when this fight happened, you think Bud is gonna stop Spence?
Yes, I'll put money that Bud will stop Spence. What can Earl Spence do better than Terrence Bud Crawford? I'll wait. I'll wait. Don't say he's stronger. Crawford stopped everybody in the ring with. Spence can put away a lightweight. Don't say he faster. Don't say he got better foot movement. Don't say he got a better jab or got a longer reach. And Bud can switch hit. What can Earl Spence do? He can't make adjustments. He don't throw combos. I mean, what does he do?
Hey, man, two, maybe you speaking gospel to me. You speaking gospel to me. Preach.
And who make the best adjustments in the game? Terrence Bud Crawford. Come on now.
I agree.
Come on now. So what you gonna do? You saw what Earl Spence. I mean, I know folks gonna say, well, Kell Brook, he was washed up. He was gassed. Okay, cool. Let's use Amir Khan. Let's use Amir Khan. We all know Canelo Alvarez hit harder than Earl Spence, is faster than Earl Spence, is a better boxer than Earl Spence. Canelo took what? How many rounds? How many rounds?
And the argument could be made that Amir Khan was up on the scorecards before he went to sleep experts.
We ain't got to say he was up on the cards. How long it take Canelo to get him up out of there?
It took him a minute.
And Bud got him out of there in what, 4 or 5 rounds? Bud made him quit.
Made him quit on the stool, right?
Made him quit. That's what I'm saying. Earl Spence see that. They see that. That's why Shawn Porter talking about, well, Terrence, my friend, and we talked, and I ain't never heard Bud say that. Bud said, I want to unify. Bud said, let's fight. When I get a strap, Earl Spence go this way. Shawn Porter go this way. Keith Thurman go this way, because they see that that is a serious ass problem. And I don't know why these folks hating on him. Bud the type of dude that folks supposed to like. He ain't capping. If he gonna fight you, he gonna fight you. He give you what you want. His fight's action packed. He ain't out here on all this fuck shit. I mean, a family man. I mean, what the fuck?
Hey man, I've said it before, and I said it again. I said everything that you just said. I just don't understand the hate, and it's not like he's a boring fighter. He's whacking motherfuckers left and right. So I mean, what is it that you want from the man?
And then he want to fight everybody. If anybody say they want to fight Terrence, I ain't never heard Terrence Bud Crawford tell anybody, who did you fight? I never heard him say that. I never heard him say, what do you say?
Way of boxers nowadays ducking somebody. Have you noticed that they either say, hey, he ain't got a belt, or B, he ain't fought nobody? Well, motherfucker, he trying to fight you. Now what's up? That's my mentality. He trying to prove himself against you.
But the crazy thing is, now when it's their favorite boxer, they'll flip it and say, well, you can't say that. If you say that, the fight won't get made. I mean, which one is it? Which one is it? I mean, if you want to tell the truth, everybody fought tomato cans. You ain't gonna say everybody fought top ranked champions. Every now and then you're gonna fight a tomato can. So if the tomato can got a shot, why can't one of the baddest get a shot? It don't make no sense. And then these folks talking this, well, Earl Spence gonna get all the belts and then take Bud for last. No, he won't. Because Ugas went on itinerary. No way, shape, form, or fashion. And we know he ain't getting pecky out.
Just say that belts don't feed his family.
That's what I heard. I mean, so unless my eyes are wrong.
If that's the case, then why wouldn't you be trying to make a fight with Bud? If that's the case, then why in the fuck would you not be trying to make the fight happen right now with Terrence Bud Crawford? You ain't got to go get that third strap before you go see the man in Nebraska. You ain't got to do all that.
Because I know I'm gonna get my ass whooped. It ain't I think I'm gonna get my ass whooped. I know I'm gonna ass whooped. And Earl see that. They can say all this. Well, he black Floyd Mayweather eye in the gym. Look. I done seen Floyd Mayweather fight. I know a little bit about boxing. You're not finna tell me Earl Spence, who damn outboxed by Shawn Porter, if you ask me, black Floyd Mayweather eye. You're not finna tell me that shit. You not finna tell me. I'm not gonna believe it. I can't believe it. I believe what I see.
But let me ask you this. Let's just say as a hypothetical, if that was the case. This is boxing. Isn't that shit supposed to happen from time to time? Ain't you gonna get a bloody lip or a bloody nose or an eye? Like, come on, like, what are we even talking about? How in the fuck is that his claim to fame?
But I mean, that's when they start riding his nuts. Because you ask any Earl, this is when, right after he fought Chris Algieri, ask any Earl Spence fan. They gonna tell you he was a star already. Why was he a star? Man, you should. Man, you heard what he deployed in the gym? Huh? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
And don't forget the Adrian Broner story too.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
They said he knocked Broner out in sparring. That's what they say. So I don't know, man. Hey, where you from, bro?
Memphis, Tennessee.
From Memphis, man. Shout out to Memphis, Tennessee, man. Is there anything else you want to say before I let this other caller on?
I'll let them on. Just keep doing what you do. Keep cooking these fanboys. We need to hear this real shit.
I appreciate that, bro. Anytime, man. Appreciate it. All right, thank you. Yo, you're live on the stream with E-Thriller, man. Talk to me. Yo, you live on the stream with E-Thriller. Talk to me.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. What's poppin'?
I have my mic also, just in case. Okay, so I was saying, I was just gonna give you your props first. I really like your channel, how you not biased and you really like pointing out the main blatantly clear things with every like the stuff you talk about and discuss is so much different than all these other YouTube channels. The way you're not really taking sides, or you don't really have favorites. You may have your favorites, but even you'll still say your favorite doing some bullshit if you peep it. I really respect that. Please do not change it.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Go ahead, man.
So
Say what you got to say.
now this is my thing, right? I'm an Errol Spence fan. Okay.
Okay.
I see the bullshit and I do think Errol Spence is ducking.
Mm.
Cause I'm not biased, and I'm not really even an Errol Spence fan like that right now. But I do fuck with my favorite boxers. I do fuck with Anthony Joshua, and I do fuck with Deontay Wilder.
Okay.
That's about it though right now. Errol, when I used to watch boxing all the time when I was younger, and I stopped watching it in 2017 when I moved to the DMV. I stay in Memphis, but when I moved to the DMV, I stopped watching boxing because I was homeless and stuff. Then in 2017, no, 2018, no, in 2019, I started back watching boxing because when Errol Spence went to Undisputed with Skip and Shannon, I seen that interview after the Mikey Garcia fight on Undisputed, and I was like, he was interesting, and I was like, what the fuck is this dude? So then that's what got me back into boxing. When I started watching his interviews, started watching his fights, I seen his energy, I seen how good he was, and all this other stuff, right? And he brought me back to boxing after not watching it for like 2 years. He brought me back. And after that car accident, man, it's like it's a clone, like it's a whole nother person. He is a whole nother person. I swear he's a whole nother person. This is not the same Spence before the car crash, dude. Like the thing that pissed me off was when, like, okay, he beat Danny Garcia. I was excited. Okay, that's cool. Bruh, please tell me how this is supposed to be the number one biggest fight in boxing, period. How in the hell is how is this man gonna say Terrence Crawford showing up at his fight doesn't mean anything?
I don't get it.
He deserves to go to fucking prison and be thrown under jail for that super fuck shit. What type of bitch ass shit is they on in Dallas? That's no disrespect to any of them niggas out there, but that's y'all nigga. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? This nigga literally, bro. This man literally said. This man.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Bro, dude, and this is, I swear to God, I promise on my dead folks on the gates of heaven, I'm an Errol Spence fan, but it's hard right now. This nigga, I see it. I'm not biased and I'm not no nut hugger. I don't do that. I'm real. I can't believe this nigga's on this. I can't believe boxing is like this. What the fuck? And this is not the only division. Man, this is trash.
Right.
Everybody is ducking everybody. Now, I understand what you said, the last dude. Shout out to the last dude, too. I stay in Memphis, too.
Oh, okay.
But how is, like, I understand what you said to him. You said you ain't going to fight top-level guys every single fight. That's facts. Every fight ain't going to be against no top-level Floyd Mayweather nigga. It's not going to fucking happen. There's not even that many of them out there.
That's true.
That's why there's mandatory so people can get their shot and prove themselves. But the fact that all, like Brady says, on every single division, the most recent division to actually mix it up was 154, and Charlo is on top now. But I don't know if he's gonna get the Castano fight, but I feel like they're not gonna let Charlo get that fight. I don't think they want Charlos to be undisputed. I think they kind of dislike, but that's a whole nother discussion. But everybody's doing it, and I feel like right now, Teofimo Lopez and Errol Spence and Tyson Fury and Canelo are the most bitchiest people out there right now. And Ryan Garcia. Cause, bro, Errol Spence is really sucking himself dry. And eventually this sport is gonna die. And it's just sad. I don't see this. I don't even understand how boxing has money right now. And y'all gotta remember, they were doing this shit before the pandemic. So they can't say, oh, well, it's a pandemic. No. Y'all was doing this shit before the pandemic, bro.
Right.
They was doing all this bitch ass shit across every division before the pandemic. So that you can't use they can't say, oh, it's the pandemic, so it's just a lot of no. These niggas are just really bitches.
And just to add on to your point, not to cut you off, bro. Did you notice when the pandemic hit how everybody was tweeting at each other saying what they was gonna do to each other? And I was keeping tabs, like, okay, make sure y'all keep this same motherfucking energy whenever everything open back up. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right. And let me tell
now
you
look
this.
what's going on. The same shit.
Yep. And let me add to your point. Let me do you one better, right?
Go ahead.
Tell me, why the fuck Terrence Crawford and why the fuck Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence be talking in the windows indirectly to each other on Twitter like two exes that want to fuck each other but don't want to come out and say it to one another's face?
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Bro,
I don't like it from Errol Spence side or Terrence Crawford side. I don't like it.
And why can't my thing is, bro, I understand that it's people behind the scenes. It's like the networks and the people in the suits behind the scenes that really determine if these fights being made. But at the same time, Terrence, I don't even give a fuck if it's somebody telling you not to say it. Why can't you just go on fucking Twitter or Instagram Live and just say, okay, I accept your 60-40 or I accept your 70-30? Why can't you just fucking say it? What the fuck? Just fucking say it. It's just fucking words. They get on my fucking nerves.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Like, bro, these niggas ain't trying to do shit. And they wonder why boxing is dying. They wonder why they so hesitant to make fights and worrying about money. Cause nigga, y'all fucking the sport up. Y'all making yourselves not able to make money. That's why half these boxers that's supposed to be the top boxers ain't even got fucking endorsements. Y'all don't do shit to be endorsed. Y'all don't do shit to be in a fucking commercial. Like, come on, bro. Terrence Crawford. Let me tell you this, right? This is my thing with Terrence Crawford. I don't have nothing against it. I'm an Errol Spence fan that has nothing against Terrence Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
Terrence Crawford. My thing with Terrence Crawford is, dude, why are you so fucking? You act like a house Negro, like you don't have no fucking common sense. He act like he just some stupid nigga that ain't graduated high school or something. Like, dude, you went back to Bob Arum. You like we need. I know Floyd Mayweather had to say something to Terrence Crawford at some point in time.
Right.
Like, it's no way Floyd Mayweather didn't reach out to Terrence Crawford and ask him, nigga, why are you over there? I don't understand it. My thing is, why would Terrence Crawford re-sign with him after all the history of how Bob Arum fucks these boxers up and fucks their financial up and fucks them over? This nigga re-signed. I guess Bob Arum promised him the fights or whatever. But dude, around that time, Pacquiao left. All these other niggas left. The top boxers of all time left Top Rank.
Cotto.
And you re-signed.
Floyd,
Manny. Bro, the thing that
the list goes on and on.
Yeah. The thing that makes the Floyd thing so prevalent is because it was so bad. This nigga literally gave Bob Arum and Top Rank money to leave, bro.
Yeah, bought himself out.
Man. That should tell you everything you need to know. I mean,
maybe just maybe, not to cut you off, bro. Maybe just maybe Bud is kind of playing possum too, because after all the disrespect coming from Bob Arum and Top Rank, maybe he don't want Bob to get a cut of the mega fight with Errol Spence too.
What you mean?
I mean, because he has to pay Bob Arum a percentage of whatever he makes in a potential bout, right?
Oh,
so maybe he's just trying to make a bullshit fight happen next, because he only has one deal left on his contract, and I think it's up in October, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all can drop a comment below and let me know.
Yeah,
but then he can go his separate way, be a free agent, go to Eddie Hearn or so. I don't know.
Oh, I think if he go to, but see, Eddie Hearn is a good promoter, but that shit they doing with Canelo, I'm not fucking with it. Let me tell y'all something about Canelo. How the fuck Canelo had 3 fights planned? Oh, I'm fighting Yildirim. Okay. But after Yildirim, we already got Billy Joe Saunders after Yildirim. And after Billy Joe Saunders, we gonna fight Caleb Plant. When in boxing history has somebody had 3 fights planned ahead of time?
I don't know. That's a hell of a question, bro. You cooking right now. Keep going.
That lets y'all, let me tell y'all this. The Zone, I'm telling y'all, number one, they fix fights. All y'all need to know, this world is a stage. They fix fights, okay? They fix fights. It's too much fucking money in this shit for y'all to be thinking this shit is all clean. It's not. It's real life. We're not in elementary. We are adults. It's grimy out here. This is facts. Canelo is one of the top 5 most fucking cherry picking niggas out here. This nigga is on a European tour, white European tour, and the zone is going to fix a fight if they have to, and they don't have to fix the fight against Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant gonna lose, and he gonna probably retire after he loses against Canelo and go mourn his daughter. No disrespect, but that's just what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think Caleb Plant has enough power to keep Canelo off of him. I know he can box. I know he got fast hands. I know he like to move his feet, but he is a pure boxer. But nobody is a better boxer besides Terrence Crawford, in my opinion, than Canelo Alvarez. So I don't see Caleb Plant really posing a threat to Canelo. I don't.
I don't give anybody that does drugs props. That's just me. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
But listen, I get a lot of flack for that. I mean, and just for the record, as a quick disclaimer, Canelo is one of my favorite fighters in the sport today. I think he's my second favorite behind Terrence Bud Crawford, right? But whenever I bring up the fact that, hey, Canelo, arguably lost to Triple G both times. People say I'm hating. People say I'm this. I'm racist. I'm like, well, shit. I was pulling for Canelo, but when
hold on. How they gonna say you racist, but you be on Errol Spence ass?
That's another thing. I don't get it, bro. I mean, boxing fans are so sensitive. They either racist or they fanboys or they both. I don't know, bro. But I'm just saying, it just being objective. If you go back and watch that fight with the volume off, watch Triple G and watch Canelo. Canelo gassed out in both fights, bro. Yes. Triple G controlled the fight with his jab the majority of the time. Yeah, Canelo had a better body work, but at the same time, Triple G pressed the issue in the first fight. And in the second fight, Canelo came forward, backed Triple G up, but Triple G was boxing beautifully. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. So that fight could have went either way, the second fight, but the first fight, I had Triple G winning. That's just my opinion, though.
The Canelo, man. The zone is going to make sure he does not lose in this 10-fight deal. And after this 10-fight deal, I don't know what Canelo going to do. I don't know where he going to go. But I know he ain't going to go to Top Rank or PBC. And I know he ain't going to go to no fucking Floyd Mayweather promotion. So I know he ain't going to go to Matchroom either. My thing is, if y'all want to be honest with you, man, I don't see any of these fights happening. The only fights I can see happening as soon is it's something between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, or Tyson Fury versus AJ, because with them three, it's only like one fight people gonna want to see at like right now, and they don't want to see anything else. So, I mean, this shit is just so trash, bro.
I agree, man. And I made a video about it yesterday, I believe. But let me ask you this, and this is another thing that I don't understand about boxing fans. How can we as boxing fans even move forward in the heavyweight division without that trilogy between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury? Because it's been so many accusations of the man cheating, Deontay Wilder making excuses, talking about the vest and the costume and his legs, or Mark Breland. I mean, it's so much build up to this trilogy fight. And not to mention, he had a rematch clause in his contract, but I believe it expired due to the pandemic. So there was,
but you remember like a few days or the next week, he said that it was reported that he activated his rematch clause though.
Right, that's why they're in arbitration, right?
Oh, well, that was before the pandemic. That was like a month before the pandemic, actually. So
okay. But my thing is this: they're still in arbitration, so he's either got to accept some money to get pushed to the side, or say, fuck that, I want to fight. But I'm saying, speaking in terms of fight fans, why are y'all trying to see Fury versus AJ when it's unfinished business over here? I can't even get Crump for Undisputed because I feel like these motherfuckers need to scrap again. Because the argument could be made in the first fight, although Deontay Wilder was down on the scorecards, I feel like he knocked Tyson Fury out. It was a slow count. I feel like it was a 13 count. Go back and watch it. The real force, he did one count. He turned his head. Listen to me. He turned his head. He was looking at some other shit. Why? I don't know. And then he resumed with a slow 2 count, 3. I mean, I was like, well, I've never seen a ref do that before. I've never seen it.
He
and
did
then
that.
You know what happened in the second fight.
He did that WWE last man standing count.
Right. Some Shane McMahon shit.
You know how the last man standing match, that'd be 1, 2.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what he did. And my thing with Tyson Fury, I'm a person where I do think he cheated. But the thing with Deontay Wilder is Deontay, if it is an arbitration and the arbitrator allows, I think the arbitrator says what happens. But if it's up to Deontay Wilder, he need to go and get that rematch because Tyson Fury would not be able to cheat this next fight. It's gonna be too many eyes.
Yep.
Motherfuckers gonna be looking.
Yep.
And Deontay Wilder ain't gonna let that shit fly again. And
it's no more excuses. It's no
Yep.
more excuses on
Yep.
either side. That's why I want to see that fight before either one of them go up against AJ. And I'm not hating on the fight. Don't get me wrong. I want to see it, but not until I see this first. That's all.
And Fury ain't gonna be able to cheat against AJ either. I don't think AJ and Eddie Hearn gonna. They know. I think they know what's up. I think they know what's up. I think they know what's up. I don't think Eddie Hearn will put AJ out there either because I think Eddie Hearn really cares about AJ. I know people be like, "Well, Eddie Hearn just he know AJ his money." No, I think Eddie Hearn might actually care about him because you got to think Eddie Hearn was with him when he was fucking 19, like before he even. It wasn't no telling what he was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Let me ask you this, man. What you think about this whole Charlo versus Benavidez situation? Because you seen Charlo say, "Hey, I'm gonna knock the motherfucker out." Right? He called him out. Then David Benavidez answered the bell and said, "Hey, we can fight next or whatever after my next fight." And now Charlo is playing possum. He ain't nowhere to be found. How do you like? Do you feel like that fight is going to get made anytime soon? Because
like I said, I don't think any of these fights are going to be made.
Wow.
I think it's just a bunch of. It's a show. It's a fucking diva show, and you know everybody think they fucking Floyd Mayweather. You know,
yes.
and the thing about Floyd Mayweather is Floyd Mayweather fought everybody that was to fucking fight in his way. He fought every fucking body. He even fought people that he didn't have to fight, but they was at that, you know, top level, and he got them out the way.
Right.
I mean, shit. Y'all niggas ain't fighting. And Floyd didn't do that until he didn't become Money Floyd when he started acting like how these niggas acting until like 35 fights in. I mean, shit. Dude had like 30 fights before he started being Money Mayweather. These niggas got like 20 fights. Oh, I pick and choose. Man, get the fuck out of here, dude. What the fuck? Man, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Everybody want to be money made, but don't want to put in the pretty boy Floyd work.
Yep.
Nobody. Everybody wants the lifestyle. They want the jewelry. They want the women. They want the flashy cars.
And
they want the mansions.
The female's gonna be there, bro. You don't even have to be famous and rich to get some fucking pussy.
I understand. I'm just saying these new boxers, man, they just want it all at their feet, but they don't want to put in the work for it. And then not to mention, they making so much money as is right now, more than they're worth.
Yep.
I mean, look at Shawn Porter. Look at Shawn. He's asking for way more than he's made. Why?
Yeah. Oh yeah. About the Shawn Porter. Let me hit on the Shawn Porter and Errol Spence first fight. Then I'm gonna expand on that Charlo fight because with this boxing stuff you can just talk about and go on.
Yeah, we'll be
and veer off to all other shit. That's part of the reason why I like it. But I know you said you think Shawn beat Errol, but I don't think. I mean, you said that some people think Shawn made Errol look average. Hell no. I think Errol was moving around that nigga. I think Errol was looking. I think both of them look spectacular, but I think Errol had like let's say they were both on a 10. I think Errol was on a 12 and Shawn was on a 10. If you want me to be honest with you, because dude, Errol was moving. He was dodging so many fucking punches at one goddamn time. Dude was really moving and bobbing his head, and he was countering. He was power punching, body shots. Man, that shit was.
I feel like there were a lot of missed low blows on his end, though. Would you be willing to say that?
Too. There were
he low blowed Shawn Porter a lot.
Yeah,
during that fight.
And Shawn Porter. I feel like Errol Spence knew that. That Shawn Porter fight was one of the reasons why Errol Spence brought me back to boxing, because dude was. How many people gonna go in there with Shawn Porter and possibly beat him at his own game?
It was a dog fight.
And say fuck that boxing shit, nigga. We finna fight. That's Errol Spence. Fight. That's Errol Spence. What is this nigga? What is this? Who is this new? That's like a synthetic that's playing Errol role. Who is this? This ain't Errol.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I think his attitude changed before the car wreck.
Man, let me tell you something.
I think it changed before the car wreck.
How?
Because if you remember the drunk interview, I think he was talking about when he first said the quote unquote other side of the street, right? To me, that night right there is where I say he changed.
When he started acting all, you know.
Yes, all
Okay, I
sedity,
agree
all
with that.
devious.
Yeah.
Oh, hey man, I'm the guy. I'm the big fish.
Yeah.
That's to me. That's my personal opinion.
I feel
could
like
be wrong.
Yeah, I feel like yeah. But you remember he did say that. You know how Robert Easter and Tankin was playing in the background, but you remember Robert Easter said, "Why you think you the best welterweight ever?"
Mhm.
He said that he think he the best welterweight of this generation, but he still got a lot to prove. How are you the best welterweight of this generation? Or no, he said decade. At that point, Keith Thurman kind of did more than you. I mean,
Ain't no kinda. He has.
so I mean, what the fuck is he talking about?
Ain't no
And
kinda.
I don't know why Errol won't fight Keith Thurman. Like,
Well,
I understand.
he claimed that it's because Keith Thurman wouldn't fight him. Now, even
Who
if
gives a shit?
I was about to say, even if that is the case, it's not an even if, but that was the case. But wouldn't that give you even more incentive to get in the ring to fuck him up?
And
Because
that would be such a great
chasing
story.
ponytail around everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying
That would be such a great build up. And I wish, man, it's sad because when I came back to boxing, Keith Thurman was already on his way out. And I'm really pissed that I didn't really get to see, the version of Keith Thurman before he got married that just wanted it. Like, it sucks, man.
I was a big I'm still a Keith Thurman fan. I think he's a little corny, but he's funny at the same time. He kind of reminds me of a wrestler.
Yeah.
As far as his persona. I like Keith Thurman.
I really like Keith. Yeah, see, that's why I like Keith Thurman.
Now, I didn't like what he was doing to Earl Spence, but as far as him boxing, I like Keith Thurman.
Yeah, I like him too. You remember when he jumped in the ring with Danny? That was like a WWE promo.
Yeah.
I don't know, easy pickings, boy.
Yeah. He hilarious to me. I know a lot of people don't like Keith, but I like him.
Yeah,
I didn't like the fuck shit he was doing, but I like him. You understand what I'm saying? But is there anything else you want to say, bro?
Oh yeah, last thing I want to say is the Charlos, right? Just because I ain't really addressed in depth.
And just to let you know, I'm gonna come on again, I believe tomorrow, and talk about the fights tomorrow and the Charlo and Benavidez shit. Just FYI, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, Charlos. Yeah, look, he just said boxing is turning into Duff Course. But the thing about that is, in WWE they fight each other anyway, and that's sad because that shit. WWE. Now I want everybody to know WWE not really fake. The only thing that's really fake is the storylines and the punching. They really is jumping on top of each other and taking chair shots and shit. I just want to
running tables and shit.
Yeah, and they don't just fight Monday and Friday. They have dark matches where it's more real and stuff. I just want everybody to know that. I don't watch WWE, but that shit is like probably harder than any other sport because you're doing it like over fucking 300 days a year, and you don't really get to see your family. I don't even know how they do that,
man. Absolutely.
And if you look at them after they matches, dude, they be having real bruises, y'all. That shit be hard. And then you got to think, you doing all that fighting, no timeouts, no in between rounds. You jumping and running for like 30, 20, 15 minutes, dude.
Yeah,
getting hit with chairs and tables and ladders multiple times. That's hard, bro. That's hard. And then at the same time, you got to keep a story going. I mean, shit.
Facts.
Okay, but this the thing about the Charlo. The Charlos, I want everybody to know, Charlos, stop taking them serious about everything they say, bro. Just because them niggas go online, they be getting on their ass talking about, oh, they brothers and they talking to each other like, oh, Big Charlo, you could tell he don't like Little Charlo. Man, they brothers. Shut the fuck up. Me and my brother talk worse shit to each other than they say on the fucking IG Live. I'm pretty sure they holding back. Shut the fuck up. Like, they really be taking, like, the Charlos, they like me. They'll go, I don't have no social, but they'll go online and they'll say a bunch of bullshit just to get people talking, and they'll talk shit to each other just to promote their fights. That's what it is. And when Jermell came out calling out Floyd, nigga, that was just a fucking promo. That's not nothing. He know he ain't get no Floyd fight.
Right.
And Jamal, I think he want to fight I don't think he wouldn't mind fighting Benavidez, but I think he's hesitant. I think he want to try to see if he can play it out a certain way.
Isn't that the one that was asking to face Triple G?
Huh?
He sent the contract to Triple G or something like that, and Triple G denied it. I get him confused. Jamel, I get him confused, honestly.
Why would any of the Charlos fight a 39, 40-year-old nigga? I agree.
I don't want to see that. I agree. Don't nobody want to see that. I agree.
And I believe that the Charlos and Canelo and Saunders, I think they froze out Andre. Like, bro, you got a whole monster right there, and nobody want to give him a shot. So he literally being forced to fight people that's not on his level. If y'all can't tell,
Facts.
he can't get a fight. And if I was Andre, remember when he went on Twitter? I seen on a video, I think Bushido Boxing. Shout out to him. Not trying to get nobody no free promo. I'm just saying, but
no, it's
he
cool.
yeah, he I seen on that video on Twitter, Andre say he over 200 pounds and talking about he trying to go to WWE. If I was Andre, man, I would make it seem like I put on a few pounds and look all depressed. I bet you Canelo come for him. I bet you and be like, I'm thinking about quitting boxing. I might get a few more fights though. You know, Canelo gonna take that. I promise y'all. Canelo gonna look at that and he gonna be like, let me go get him up out of here. I would do that.
Shout out to the super chat. He said, why is Bud still chasing Manny? Don't like it. I don't like it either, bro. Because again, I don't want to see Bud whoop up on an old man. I just don't.
Exactly.
Because how much credit is he going to get?
No.
How much? Either him or Spence, either one of them, if they were to fight Manny Pacquiao and they kick his ass, stop him, send him to sleep experts, you know what the naysayers are going to say?
Yep.
It's a name on your resume, but hey, he was past his prime.
Yep.
It was already saying Manny was past his prime when he fought Floyd, and that was how many years ago? Come on.
Hold up. How they gonna say my thing about that? How people but you know, we already know how people treat Floyd Mayweather.
Oh my God.
We already know, but this what I just want to point this out. How the fuck they gonna say that? Oh well, Floyd Mayweather waited till Pacquiao got old and out of his prime to fight him. Nigga, Floyd is like 2-3 years older than Manny. Fuck is you talking about? That's so fucking stupid, bro.
Right.
Do y'all not understand how stupid and dumb humans are?
But it's the false narratives that people like to create and run with, man, when they don't like a certain boxer.
They blatantly disregard blatant facts. It's like, dude, how the fuck you don't know that nigga is 2 to 3 years older than this nigga? Are y'all fucking? And that's not even something to be like, oh, well, it was so hard to find out. Are you fucking retarded? I get tired of stupid shit like that. It's like, bro, get the fuck. That is so dumb. Because it's such an easy thing to announce. It's like, why would you even fucking say it? It's stupid. If you don't like somebody, just fucking say that. That's what I be telling females a lot of times. Like, bro, we know y'all fucked up, but I would respect you more if you just fucking say it. Say I'm entitled and I want what I want. Fuck you, fuck you. Just say it. Just say you hate Floyd Mayweather and stop saying all this other extra shit. It's so irritating.
Right. And I mean, to piggyback on your point, I would much rather for these other dudes to come out and just say that about Bud. Just say, look, man, I don't like you. It's because you won't give us no interviews or whatever the case may be. Just come out and say it. Say if you don't like somebody. Say it with your chest. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to Rebel Life Boxing. He said they trying to cash out with Manny. That's it. They should be worrying about fighting each other, but they chasing the bag. Facts. E-Thriller, salute to you, my brother. And y'all make sure y'all follow my boy Rebel Life's boxing channel. He be giving the breakdown and analysis on all the upcoming fights and shit like that. He's a very knowledgeable YouTuber. So y'all
I found your channel from that dude Bushido because somebody said on there to go to your channel because you was exposing Errol about how he been ducking Spence. So I think a lot of your subscribers come. I mean, some people probably coming from that comment.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you already done so, but I think I got like an 8-part series on that shit. An 8-part series on that one particular topic, man. And I still got many more to come because I swear to God, the dude just gives you unlimited material.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's unlimited. I mean, it's a layup for me. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, man. What was your name again, bro?
My name Caleb.
Caleb from the M Town. Hey, man, I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna have to get off this horn. I got to get in here and chill with my wife, man.
All right, so, I'm laying in bed with mine right now. So.
Already, man. Y'all be safe, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me tonight. I'm gonna be on tomorrow, probably around nighttime, right after the fights tomorrow. Y'all be blessed, man. I'll holler.
All right,
1.